When it comes to the Persona games, one of the main things fans talk about is the music. And for good reason. Music and Persona are practically inseparable. For me, waiting for a new Persona game, it's almost like waiting for your favorite band to drop a new album. The music is just that important. One of the coolest things about Persona soundtrack is how heavily they feature vocals. It's not just a catchy opening or an emotional ending, but also when you're wandering around town, battling shadows, or even shopping for items, there's usually a song with lyrics playing. And the songs aren't just background noises. They are genuinely great songs that you could, and probably do, listen outside of the game. They've even made it to Japanese music chart, which is pretty amazing. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if there are people out there who know and love the music but haven't actually played a Persona game. The singer and vocalist bring something really unique to the Persona. Ever since Persona 3, the singers have been a big part of what makes this game feel so special. With how often I listen to this song and recognize these voices, I got curious. Who are voices behind this iconic track? In this video, I'll try to introduce you to every singer and vocalist who has contributed to the Persona series music. I'll cover the well-known names along with a few you might not know. I'll be focusing on vocalists who work on the games and anime that you can actually listen to their songs in the game or anime. So I won't be covering vocalists from drama CDs like in Persona 2 Innocent Sins, the errors of their youth album. With all that said, here's a rundown for every vocalist who's ever brought their voices to the Persona series. Let's kick things off with Persona 1 and one of the legends in Persona music, Hidehito Aoki. Born in Chiba in 1970, Aoki wasn't just any composer. He was already making waves in the industry by the time he worked on Persona, contributing to other Atlus games like Majin Tensei and Majin Tensei 2. For Persona, Aoki wasn't just behind the scenes crafting the soundtrack. He actually lent his own voice to one of the songs. If you've shopped at Satomi Tadashi in the game, you've heard him sing. The Satomi Tadashi Pharmacy themes is iconic among Persona fans, so while it's a quirky little tune, it's instantly recognizable and loved. That song wasn't just a catchy shopping theme, it was also the only vocal track in Persona 1. So Aoki technically became the first vocalist in the Persona series. Sadly, Aoki's career was cut short. In 2002, while on a business trip, he tragically passed away in an accident at just 32. This made Persona 1 the only game in the series that he worked on. His work on the Satomi Tadashi theme might seem like a small part of the Persona legacy, but his contributions will always be remembered. Now moving on to the Persona 2 Innocent Sins. This time, the shop theme from Persona 1 gets a whole new treatment with multiple versions. Unlike Persona 1, where you had just Hidehito Aoki singing the store theme, Persona 2 Innocent Sins introduces a whole new variety of singers, and even different styles. In this game, we get 5 different versions of the shop theme, 4 with vocals and 1 instrumental. Each version is tied to a different location. First up is Takumi Sakamoto. Takumi isn't your typical singer, he's actually a programmer who has been with Atlus since the first Persona game. For Persona 2 Innocent Sins, he's not only worked on his magic on the programming stuff, but also lent his voice to one of the shop themes, specifically the one that plays in Hirasaka. His versions of the shop theme is done in an enka style, and honestly it's probably my favorite versions of the theme. Next we have tonny&sam, who perform the rap versions of Satomi Tadashi shop themes that plays in Yumezaki. Unfortunately, I couldn't find much information about tonny&sam despite digging around. Persona 2 Innocent Sins is the only game they're credited in, and they didn't even appear in Persona 2 Eternal Punishment. In fact, in Eternal Punishments, the Yumezaki shop themes, originally the rap version by tonny&sam, was replaced with techno versions. Then there's Toshiko Tasaki, who's a big name in the game music scene. Born in Joso, Ibaraki Prefecture in 1969. She's been composing music since 1989, making her a true industry veteran. Toshiko began working with Atlus around 1995 and contributed her talents as a composer on Devil Summoner Soul Hackers. In Persona 2 Innocent Sins, not only did she work as a composer but also stepped in as a vocalist for the shop themes that plays in Aoba. Then we have the man himself, Satomi Tadashi. If you didn't already know, the shop name Satomi Tadashi comes from a real person. He's the scenario writer for Persona 1 and Persona 2. They even based the shopkeeper's child on him as a little in-game tribute. In Persona 2 Innocent Sins, Satomi Tadashi sings the shop theme that plays in Rengedai, and his version sticks closely to the original one performed by Hidehito Aoki in Persona 1. After his time with Atlus, Satomi Tadashi became a freelance writer in 2005. And he's still active today, with Eiyuden Chronicles Rising being one of his recent projects as the main scenario writer. If you're into Japanese voice actors, Takehito Koyasu is probably a name you recognize. He's been in the business since 1987, and honestly, he's pretty much a legend in the voice acting world. Koyasu has voiced iconic characters like Dio, Takasugi, Zeke, just to name a few. In Persona 2 Innocent Sins, Koyasu voices the main character, Tatsuya Suo. But he didn't stop there. He also performed an infamous track called Persona Ondo. This song is a hidden gem that you can unlock in the game by spreading rumors to make it play at Giga Macho. It's a quirky traditional style song that's very different from the usual Persona vibe, but it's become something of my favorite. Next up, we have Hiroko Konishi, the voice actress behind Lisa Silverman. Born in 1975, Konishi started her voice acting career in 1995. Unfortunately, she left the industry in the early 2000s due to some sensitive issues. During her time as Lisa's voice in Persona 2 Innocent Sin, she also got to perform a song called Joker, the song from Lisa's group called Muses in the game. Even though Hiroko Konishi stepped away from voice acting, she didn't stop performing altogether. She's still active as a singer and has even released 3 albums over the years. Furuya Hitomi, who's better known simply as Hitomi. If you were following J-pop in the 90s and early 2000s, you probably know her name. Hitomi was kind of a big deal back then. She released 11 studio albums and 2 mini albums, and several of her albums even hit the top Japanese music chart. Some of her popular songs include By Myself, Samurai Drive, I Am, which was the opening theme for Inuyasha, and Love 2000s. Recently, Love 2000 was covered by Tono Hikaru for the anime Make Hiroin ga Osugiru, showing that Hitomi's influence in the music world is still very much alive. For Persona 2 Innocent Sin, Hitomi didn't just lend her voice, she actually composed the ending song Kimi no Tonari. This track is special because it's not only the ending song but also serves as the main theme of the game. Personally, Kimi no Tonari is my second favorite ending song in the entire Persona series. Or if you want a slightly different experience of the song, I highly recommend listening to the thermoplastic version. It's a cleaner and softer arrangement of the song. Just like in the Persona 2 Innocent Sin, Persona 2 Eternal Punishments also lets you listen to CDs. And one of these tracks is a fun little song called Persona Mambo. This catchy tune is sung by Noriko Kaneko, who also voices Ulala Serizawa in the game. Unfortunately, there's not much information available about Kaneko's career, aside from her role as Ulala. I was only able to find that she also played Mucha Leslie in a 1998 video titled The Maiden Diaries. In addition to Persona Mambo, Eternal Punishment has another CD track called Persona Rock, one of the weird and fun songs to listen to. This song is performed by Kazuya Usui. a staff member of Atlus who contributed as a contact message for Persona 2 Eternal Punishment. He also worked on other projects too, like Soul Hackers. Your Way, which might just be the most upbeat and positive ending theme in the whole main Persona series. This beautiful track is sung by Elisha La'Vern, an R&B singer from South London. Elisha started her music career back in 1994, and over the years she released 6 albums, with Change Your Way included in her second album, which actually shares the same title. This track really stands out in Persona series because it brings such a hopeful and uplifting vibe, which is pretty unique compared to some of the darker and more melancholic themes in the game. Elisha is still active in the industry. She recently released a new song called Hero in the late 2023, proving she still got it after all these years. Now it's time to talk about one of the most iconic figures in the Persona music scene, Lotus Juice. If you've played Persona 3, you've definitely heard of his voice. But his contributions go way beyond just that game. Lotus Juice was born in 1979 and grew up in New Jersey and New York, moving there when he was just 8 years old. He's been into music since he was young, and it's no surprise that he eventually chose hip-hop as his focus when he started his music career while still at the university. When Persona 3 was in productions, composer Soji Meguro was looking for a rapper to add some real flair to the soundtrack. A friend in the music industry recommended Lotus Juice for the job, and even though Lotus Juice had never rapped for a video game before, he was down to give it a shot. His first track to record for Persona 3 was Mass Destruction. Though it wasn't quite perfect at first, the original lyrics written by staff member didn't quite mess with the rap, so Lotus Juice ended up revising them to make sure they fit to the music. While Persona 3 is what made him known with the Persona fanbase, Lotus Juice's work doesn't stop there. He's contributed extensively to the Persona series, arranging music for Persona dancing game, and writing lyrics for several tracks in Persona 5 Royal, even for Persona 5 Tactica and the recent remake of Persona 3. His versatility and impact on the series are huge. He really brought something special to the soundtrack with his unique blend of rap and style. But Lotus Juice isn't just about Persona. He's been active in the music scene outside of the games too. He's released solo singles and contributed his talent to several anime soundtracks. You can hear his works in shows like Soul Eater, Bungo Stray Dogs, JoJo's Part 3, Katanagatari, and more. Personally, one of my favorite of his outside of Persona is Layback from Katanagatari and Overdrive from JoJo Part 3. All in all, Lotus Juice has become a vital part of the Persona musical identity, and his influence goes far beyond just the games themselves. His ability to rap, making lyrics, and even singing has made him a standout artist in Persona fanbase, and he's helped shape the soundtrack that we all know and love today. Yumi Kawamura is an absolute legend among Persona fans, especially for her work on Persona 3. But she was making her mark in the music industry long before that. Going back to the 1980s, her break came in 1989 when she won a singing contest sponsored by Lawson. This win kickstarted her career to her debut CD in 1991, featuring songs like Kimi no Egao ga Energy and Venus Mieru ga Okade, which were the theme song for an early Atlus game called Jante Monogatari 2 Uchu Tante Divan. So her journey with Atlus began way before Persona even entered the picture. Throughout her career, Yumi has been a demo vocalist for some of the biggest names in the Japanese music, including Ayumi Hamazaki, Boa, and Namie Amuro. Despite her talent and dedication, her solo career didn't skyrocket immediately. Her debut single didn't quite take off in sales, but Yumi didn't let that stop her. Singing was her way to express herself, and she pushed forward, sticking to her passion. When she joined the Persona 3 project, things took a major turn. Her voice and the emotion she brought to the soundtrack struck a chord with fans, and her career started to really gain momentum. She went on to work on additional Persona projects, perform at Persona concert, and even contributed her vocal to other video games. Her dedication paid off in a big way in 2014 when she released a compilation album titled Yumitama, which hit 19th on the Oricon chart. This was a big deal for her as it was the first time she reached that level of success on the chart. And in 2017, she released her very first original album, Yumisaurus, which further solidified her place in the music industry and the hearts of Persona fans. If you're a Persona fan, you've definitely heard Aria of the Soul. It's one of the most iconic tracks in the series, and it's become synonymous with the Velvet Room, playing every time you visit that mysterious space. The song has been around since the very first Persona game in 1996, and it's stuck with the series ever since. But what's really interesting is that while Aria of the Soul has been a constant, it was until Persona 3 it's finally recorded with real vocal performance by Haruko Komiya. Komiya's versions of the song has stuck around in the Persona series to this day, and even when the song was re-recorded for the Persona 3 Reload in 2024, her voice was kept intact. It's a testament to how much her renditions of Aria of the Souls became an essential part of the game's identity. Interestingly though, Aria of the Soul and Persona seems to be the only track Haruko Komiya has recorded in the video game industry. Outside of that, she uses her talents at Arles Music School as a vocal teacher. Tanaka's amazing commodities. Whether you love it or hate it, that annoyingly catchy tunes plays every time you visit the shopping channel, and it's hard to forget once you've heard it. This iconic piece is sung by Masahide Takaya, an Atlus staff member who's been with the company since 1999. His career with Atlus started with Devil Summoner Soul Hackers. And while he's known for his work behind the scenes as a test player and debugger, Takaya's vocal performance on this particular track definitely left an impression. Shuhei Kita kicked off his professional singing career in a big way by winning the Anisong Grand Prix contest, which was sponsored by Animax. His debut single, Breaking Through, was selected as the opening theme for the Persona anime, Trinity Soul. The song was a hit, even reaching 26 on the Oricon chart, which really helped put his name on the map in the anime music scene. After that, Kita continued to make waves in the industry, contributing to other anime series like Natsume Yujincho and Bakuman. His connection to the Persona didn't end with Trinity Soul. Shuhei Kita also provided the opening track Soul Phrase for Persona 3 Portable, which is another fan favorite. On the other hand, for the ending theme of Persona Trinity Soul, we have Nana Kitade with her song Suicide Love Story. Kitade made her debut in 2003 with Kai Naitsumi, which became the ending theme for the popular anime Full Metal Alchemist. Since then, she's built a solid career, releasing 4 solo albums and even an album with her band, The Teenage Kisser. As for the anime's opening theme after episode 14, that's where Flow comes in with their song, World of the Voice. If you were into anime in 2000, you've heard of Flow. They've had their fair share of hits, including Sign, Go, and of course, Colors. These guys have been around since 1998 and still active in the music industry today. Yuri Kasahara, an opera singer with a career spanning back to the 1980s, has lent her incredible vocal talent to over 100 TV commercials in Japan, as well as numerous anime soundtracks, especially those composed by Yuki Kajiura or Taku Iwasaki. If you heard a soundtrack from one of those composers, there's a good chance you've heard Kasahara's voice in action. She participated in the Persona Trinity Soul anime soundtrack with a track called
Der Mond zeigt mir meine eigene Gestalt.
adding her operatic flair to the music and really giving the anime a distinct atmosphere. Nataliya Gudziy is a musician from Ukraine who moved to Japan in 1998 and quickly became a part of the local music scene. Not only she is a talented musician, but she also passed the JLPT N1 in 2003, which is no small feat considering how soon after she moved to Japan. Gudziy, who plays the bandura, contributed to the soundtrack of Persona Trinity Soul with her song Somewhere. Born in Kanagawa Prefecture, Hirata developed a love for music at an early age, starting with classical piano lessons when she was just 6 years old. While studying at Keisen University, she didn't just stick to her studies. She became an active member of the university choir and joined a band. It was during these years that Hirata realized that music was her calling, and she made it her goal to become a professional singer. But the road to success wasn't easy. After graduations, she worked part-time at the library, all the while honing her skill as a singer by practicing in her free time and playing with the band. Despite her dedication, Hirata faced a lot of challenges along the way. She even found herself losing confidence and developing a sense of frustration with music due to the overwhelming pressures and anxiety she felt about her future. It was a tough time, but Hirata refused to give up. She kept pushing forward, making demo tapes, sending them to music schools, and looking for every possible opportunity to sing. Her determinations eventually paid off when the music director for Persona 4 discovered one of her demos. They were impressed by her unique ability to sing and rap in English, which made her the perfect fit for the Persona 4 soundtrack. Since joining the Persona series, Hirata's dream have become a reality. She's performed at major venues like the Budokan and Yokohama Arena, gone on national tours, and released 2 original albums, Stories of the Day and 7-8. Her voice has become one of the defining features of Persona 4, and her contributions to the series continue to resonate with fans to this day. In the original Persona 4, Shihoko Hirata takes the spotlight as the vocalist for nearly every song, but there is one track that stands out as being sung by someone else, titled Someone Else Man. This song plays a few times in the game, including at the Beef Bowl shop when the characters visit Tatsumi Port Island. The singer is Tamari, a singer who has been active in the Japanese music scene since the mid-2000s. Tamari also has worked on various projects beyond Persona, including contributions to the Toho project. While not as widely recognized as some other vocalists in the Persona series, Tamari's work in Persona 4 is still a very nice touch to the game soundtrack. In 2009, Persona 3 got a fresh update with the release of Persona 3 Portable for the PSP, offering players the chance to play as female protagonists. But the addition of a female lead wasn't just a simple gender swap. It also brought some notable changes to the game, including differences in dialogue, social links, and of course, the music. This time around, the vocalist for the new tracks was Mayumi Fujita. Fujita's music career began around 2004, where she contributed to an album by Daisuke Asakura, Quantum Mechanic Rainbow. However, it wasn't until 2005 that she found her niche as chorus singer and backing vocalist, working with well-known artists like Asuka, Aqua Times, Kana Nishino, Miwa, and others. In Persona 3 Portable, her vocals brought a fresh vibe to the soundtrack, perfectly complementing the new female protagonist's story and perspective. Beyond Persona 3 Portable, Mayumi Fujita also contributed to Persona Key and has been a part of several Persona concerts both in 2009 and 2022. When Persona 2 Innocent Sins was released in 2011, fans were treated to a brand new opening theme called Unbreakable Tie. This track featured the combined talents of Lotus Juice and Asami Izawa, bringing a fresh energy to the game with its powerful melody. Asami Izawa is a talented singer who made her debut in 2005 with her mini-album AIA, which included hit single Fly Away. This song gained popularity as the theme for the anime Eureka 7, helping to launch her career. Beyond her contribution to the Persona series, Izawa also worked on another Atlas project, Tokyo Mirage Session Sharp FE, where she lent her voice as a chorus singer on several tracks. In Persona 4 The Animation, Episode 9 introduces a different opening theme titled True Story. Sung by none other than Kugimiya Rie as Rise Kuchikawa. Kugimiya is a voice acting legend with a voice that instantly recognizable to the fans of anime. She's voiced some incredibly iconic characters including Kagura, Taiga, Luis, and even Alphonse Elric. When Persona 4 Golden was released, there's some exclusive content where Investigation Team, including Rise, performed True Story at her concert at Junes. So it makes sense when the game translated to English, the English version of True Story was performed by Laura Bailey, the voice actress for Rise Kuchikawa in English dub. You got yourself behind the door, deep inside your heart again. Laura Bailey is another massive name in the voice acting world, with an impressive career that spans decades. She's voiced characters like Toru Honda in Fruits Basket, Catherine's, and more. Bailey's renditions of True Story added a unique flavor to the song, giving it a different energy for English-speaking fans while still capturing Rise's lively spirit. And the True Story saga doesn't end there. In Persona 4 Golden, the animations, there's a version of True Story where Rise duet with Marie, an exclusive character in Persona 4 Golden. And who better to bring Marie to life than the incredibly talented Kana Hanazawa. Kana is yet another prolific voice actress with an extensive list of beloved characters under her belt, including Shina Mayuri from Steins Gate, Kanade Tachibana, and Sengoku Nareko from Monogatari. Beyond voice acting, Kana is also a successful singer and has released 7 albums throughout her career. In Persona 4, one of the most iconic songs you'll hear repeatedly is the Junes theme. While it plays often in the game, it's not until Persona 4 Dancing All Night that players can get to experience the full versions of this cheerful, catchy tune with its lyric. This extended version of Junes' theme is performed by Hiroko Kurotani. Hiroko Kurotani is an incredibly versatile and multi-talented artist. She's not just a singer but also a choreographer, having contributed to various animated films. Hiroko has also worked as a model and appeared in several commercials and children's programs. In Persona 4 Dancing All Night, the original song Calisthesia stands out as the game-ending theme, and it's beautifully sung by Minako Kotobuki, the voice actress behind Kanami Mashita. Minako Kotobuki began her career as a voice actress in 2009, landing her first major role as Tsumugi Kotobuki in the highly popular anime K-On! This role marked her beginning of successful career, and Minako quickly became known for her charming voice and musical talent. In addition to her voice acting, she has also pursued her career as a musician, releasing 3 albums to date. After years of anticipations, Persona 5 was finally released in 2016, earning widespread acclaim for its innovative gameplay, stylish presentations, and of course, memorable soundtrack. One of the standout elements of the game music was the introductions of Lyn as the new vocalist. Born in 1998, Lyn's journey into music began somewhat later in life. She started her learning to sing at the age of 20 after met Donny Hathaway, which led her to pursue a career as a guest vocalist and chorus member, collaborating with artists like Yuji Ono. Lyn's voice proved to be the perfect fit for Persona 5, a game that embraced jazz and soul influences. Shoji Meguro, the composer for Persona series, was specifically searching for a vocalist who good at soul music, and after hearing some demos from Lyn, he knew she was the one. Although there was a rumor circulating that Meguro discovered Lyn at Tokyo Jazz Club and immediately overheard the role on the spot, of course Lyn herself has clarified that was not true. Although she actually enjoyed the rumor, even Meguro was joking about it too. Lyn became an integral part of Persona 5, lending her unique vocal talent to iconic tracks like Wake Up, Get Out There, Last Surprise, and my favorite, Life Will Change. Lyn's contribution to the Persona series doesn't stop with Persona 5. She continued her involvement with the franchise, contributing to the various spin-offs like Persona 5 Tactica and Persona 5 The Phantom X. In addition, her work outside of the Persona series, Lyn released her solo album Johan Lyn in early 2024, marking a significant milestone in her solo career. Her soulful voice has become a signature sound for the series, and fans continue to look forward to her contributions to the future Persona project. In the middle of 2023, Persona 3 fans were thrilled to learn that the beloved title would be receiving a full remake, titled Persona 3 Reload. However, with the announcement came some bittersweet news. Yumi Kawamura, who had been the iconic vocalist for the original Persona 3 soundtrack, would not be returning for the remake. While there was no official explanation given for her absence, many speculated that age might have played the role, which makes sense as Kawamura had been in her 20s when she first debuted in 1980s. Regardless of the reasons, the big question for the fan was who would fill the shoes of the series' legendary vocalist. The answer came in the form of Azumi Takahashi, a talented vocalist born in 1986 in Nagano. Azumi had been active in music from a young age, starting with local church in elementary school. After graduating high school, she pursued her music studies further in Tokyo at Specialized Music School. Her career gained momentum when she successfully auditioned to join the Dreams Come True tour as backing vocalist in 2008. This marked the beginning of her professional music career, during which she participated in numerous recording sessions and tours for prominent artists. Azumi's solo career also flourished with the release of two albums, 25 to 26 in 2013 and Hitorigoto in 2017. However, what truly brought Azumi significant attention were her performance in New York in June 2018. While there, she performed at a street concert in a subway station, where her powerful voice captivated many people. A video of this performance, which was uploaded to Twitter, quickly became viral. This leading to her participation in the prestigious amateur night at the Apollo Theater, where she won first place in 2019. Azumi made history by becoming the first Japanese artist to win this competition. Although there was no official information on how Azumi was chosen for the role of the vocalist for Persona 3 Reload, Lotus Juice in 2024 YouTube video mentioned that he had known about Azumi even before her involvement in the game. He recalled seeing her performance video from New York and praised her for her incredible talent. As a new face of the Persona series, Azumi Takahashi has made impact with her fresh interpretations of the game's music. Her performance has been widely appreciated. Notably, her collaboration with Lotus Juice on the battle theme song Is Going Down Now became a major success, even reaching the top of the Japan Billboard 100 global chart. Azumi's addition to the personal legacy has been a positive one, and fans have embraced her as the latest member of the series' vocal team. Azumi Takahashi may not be the final addition to the Persona series lineup of vocalists. With Persona 6 still on the horizons, there's so much anticipation about who will take on the role of the series' next voice and what unique sound will accompany us on our journey. As a fan of Persona franchise and its music, I too am excited to discover the fresh new songs and new vocalists who will bring them to life in the upcoming game. Every vocalist has contributed something special, adding to depth and emotions of these unforgettable games. Each artist has left their own imprint on the series, creating music that has resonated deeply with fans across the world. The soundtrack have become much more than just a background music. They have become a vital part of the Persona experience, helping to shape our connections with the characters, their stories, and the world they inhabit. Thank you for joining me in this video. Until next time.